and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is MazezRealm once again, and welcome to another very special episode of my series, The Arsenal. For this episode, I have got a really unique and useful loadout for you guys, and I call it my E.O.D expert loadout for Black Ops 2. And for those of you who don't know what E.O.D stands for, it actually stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal, and that's exactly what this loadout really excels in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. So without further ado, I will jump right into what we've got here on this loadout. And it is actually featuring one of the best assault rifles you can equip in Black Ops 2, and that is the AN-94 with the quick draw handle and the adjustable stock. Now, the whole reason for the quick draw handle is to compensate for us not using the dexterity perk, and the adjustable stock is to compensate for us not having the toughness perk, and it just helps us maintain a little bit of a higher mobility to avoid getting shot by the enemy. So those are two things that really help with offsetting those perks not being on this loadout. For the rest of the perks that we do have on this loadout, though, it really fills out the role that this class is meant to be used in, and that is a role that actually has an enemy that's using a lot of explosives or tactical grenades or objective-based game modes. And the perks that are most useful in those particular situations are Flak Jacket, and Scavenger helps us a lot with our ammo capacity as well, but Hardwired helps us not be able to get EMP'd by the point streak or also by EMP grenades, and Tactical Mask helps us not get flashed or stunned, and then the Engineer perk helps us for reconnaissance in finding all of those pesky enemy explosives all around the map. Now, we're just going to jump right in here to the match that I'm playing here, and that's Team Deathmatch on the map Standoff. And right off the bat, you can see that I am completely immune to that stun grenade that was just thrown there. I think it was actually a flash grenade, and I ended up killing the enemy because of the fact that I had Tactical Mask and that adjustable stock, so I could turn that corner real fast and take him out. That is exactly what this loadout really performs well in doing, and you'll see throughout this match that I survived some explosions, I survived some flashes because of the fact that I'm immune to any special grenade that the enemy can throw at me. EMP grenades don't work, stun grenades don't work, flash grenades don't work, just nothing works against you. And if they want to try to C4 you after stunning you to kill you, it won't work either, because we've got Flak Jacket on this loadout, and it just makes it perfect for any situation like that. Now, Hardwired is a perk that I should mention that I really didn't think was very useful when this game first came out. However, Treyarch did think that it was just an underused perk and it needed a little bit of a buff, so they actually did make it so that it was useful against EMP grenades, and it actually made it completely so that you just are completely immune to EMP grenades. And that's a really good thing, considering that EMP grenades are very commonly used on team deathmatch modes and also some objective-based game modes. So I was really annoyed by EMP grenades, especially on maps like Nuketown or even Standoff like I'm playing here. They would just spam those EMP grenades, and it just makes it so that the Hardwired perk just makes you completely immune to that. Another thing that a lot of people disregard and forget about is that Hardwired also helps you with the counter UAV point streak. And that's a point streak that is not very high up on the point streak ladder, and it's commonly used as well. And it will just make you have a much better heads up on where the enemy is if you're running a UAV, or if your teammates have a UAV and the enemy is trying to counter that UAV. It just makes it completely useless. And that is just something that really, really helps in any game mode in Black Ops 2, even hardcore, because if you have an orbital VSAT, you are susceptible to having an enemy counter UAV go up and making that orbital VSAT useless. And you all know that the orbital VSAT cannot be shot down, so that is the only counter for the orbital VSAT on the game. So definitely, if you have not used Hardwired and you're really wanting to get those higher point streaks like the Orbital VSAT and not have it countered at all, Hardwired is actually a really good thing to equip on your particular loadout. So if you guys have not used that perk yet, give it a shot and see what you think about it. It's sometimes you will not run into a situation where people are using EMP grenades or the EMP point streak, but it really helps against those counter UAVs that are more commonly used. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Another thing that I did want to mention is my reasonings for using the engineer perk on this loadout instead of maybe some equipment and tactical grenades. And the reason for that is because I wanted it to be able to counter everything. And the good thing about the engineer perk is that it actually delays the trip of either claymores or bouncing betties, and it also makes it so that it delays shock charges, believe it or not. But the only thing about shock charges is that they have a much faster fuse, so it doesn't really help all that much. But when you mix engineer with tactical mask, you just can run into a fortified enemy area and really catch them off guard, because the bouncing betties will not be tripped until you've already entered the room, and the shock charges and everything else that they might have for you will not work. And that is the whole reason for the fact that this loadout performs so well in all of these situations where guys are camping behind their bouncing betties or claymores, or people are you know, not playing the objective on your team and you just got to get that bomb plant on a demolition game mode, or you know, you're trying to stay alive on capture the flag while you're running the flag or something like that. I mean, this loadout really is versatile for those of you guys who love objective-based game modes. And I know that I do play a lot of Team Deathmatch on my channel, but it's just because I can actually use any loadout in Team Deathmatch and show it off. And in Team Deathmatch, you'll run into all kinds of different situations, so you cannot go wrong by testing out loadouts on this game mode and then, you know, seeing how it works for you. And that being said, I hope that you guys sincerely enjoyed this video, and until next time, this has been MazezRealm. I am out.
Objective parameters obtained.